So I'm eagerly waiting there for them to cool down, and still hot. Really, really crunchy, and you've got to try one of these and eat. This is really fantastic. It's crispy, bubbly, soft, spicy. It's got everything in a small triangle. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Jaffa Cooks, and today I'll show you how to make meat samosas. You'll see there's quite a few spices here. Don't worry, I'll take you through them step by step. Before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Click on the link, get the latest updates, and share with your family and friends. If you really do enjoy some of my recipes and they work out well for you, give me a thumbs up. I'd like to hear back from you. Okay, so I've got half a kilo of mince. I've got some number of spices, and I'll take you through them. They need to go in a certain order, so follow my instructions, and by the time we finish, you'll be making those traditional, aromatic, lovely tasting, spicy meat samosas. Okay, so let's get cooking. All right, welcome back. So my pan is on the stove, so I'm just going to pour some olive oil, a couple of spoons, and what we want to do is just saute the onions. So I'm just going to pop these onions in there, and whilst these are sauteing off, I'm going to pop a couple of spices, and that's the bayleaf. I've got a couple of cardamoms in there, and about 3 cloves as well at the same time. So I'm just going to saute the onions and allow the spices to start opening up, and we're looking to just ensure that the onions are translucent. Just make sure you don't burn your spices. Okay, so my onions are now pretty much translucent. They look nice and soft. And what I'm going to do now is just take my mince. This is the half kilo mince, and just cook it off. Now the secret about samosas is, whilst you're cooking the mince, you need to make sure that it's broken down completely. So no chunks, no clunks. So that's why I've got this wooden spoon, and you're basically just browning it off, cooking off into the onions and spices. All right, so now you can see that the mince is broken right down, and that's how the mince should be when you're filling the samosa. The last thing you want to do is bite into a samosa and you've got a clunky bit of meat or a tasteless piece of meat there. And we break this down so that we can then mix in the herbs and mix in the spices, and you can get, with every bite, you get the taste of the spice. Okay, so I'm going to do away with the wooden spoon now, and I'm going to use just a general spatula now. Now, what I want to do now at this stage is take the garlic and ginger and introduce that into the mince. And from here on, what we want to do is totally dry this out. So mix in the mince with the garlic and the ginger, and any kind of liquid needs to dry right out. So this mixture needs to be totally dry by the time it's finished. So now I can see that the water's reduced quite a bit. Now we're just going to ensure that any bits of garlic or ginger that weren't cooked off or haven't mixed in are totally mixed in and cooked off. At this stage, you can smell the ginger and the garlic. So in goes my salt, my garam masala, followed by some chili powder. Again, we love our chili, so there's a bit of a extra there for me. Now, all the ingredients, the technique, the recipe, everything's in the description below, so don't worry. This is for half a kilo, If you need to reduce it, you can, or double it if you're making a batch load of samosas, which I'm going to be doing. Now I'm just going to taste a bit of my filling. Actually, I can keep on tasting that. It doesn't need anything at all, actually. Not even salt. It's a perfect combination. Right, so it looks like this is nearly done. And you can tell it's nearly done because you can really smell and taste spices. Now I'm going to finish it off by adding potatoes. Now these potatoes have been parboiled. Now I don't want to break too much, so I'm just going to fold them in. And then I'm also going to introduce some peas as well at the same time. Now these are frozen peas, just thawed out in some hot water and then strained. So just a couple of more minutes, and what we'll do then is once this is all mixed in, we'll then go through and let the mixture cool down, and we'll remove the whole pieces of spices that we've introduced into the mixture. Now, one good tip that I've always learned is when you're putting the whole spices in, count them, because you'll know if you've taken them all out. The last thing you want really is biting into a cardamom or a clove. May not go down very well in your samosa. Okay, looks like it's done. I'm going to let this cool down, and then I'm going to remove the whole spices, and then I'll come back to you how to make the sheets for the samosas, and then we'll make the samosa and fry it off, and then we'll have a well of a time eating them. All right, see you in a few minutes. Hi, welcome back everybody, and my samosa sheets are ready, my mixture's cool, and now I'm going to show you how to assemble a meat samosa. So very simple. Take one and a half of your sheets and lay it on the palm of your hand, and very lightly take some water and just halfway down the base of the straight edge, just lightly water it. The non-watered edge, or should we say that you haven't watered, just take that edge and take it over to the middle. Okay. Now the side that you've watered, take that and overlap it to the other side. That'll give you a triangle, which is the base shape of the samosa. Now the base, which is, if you see, just has a small hole. I just want you to take that and pinch that just slightly, just to seal it. Now, when you make a samosa, we always need to make sure that the seam is always in the middle. And the reason is because if I fry the samosa like this, there's a very big chance that it will actually open up. And if it opens up, mixture will go everywhere. So I'm going to gently now open up my samosa, and I'm going to now ensure that the middle, or the seam, is in the middle. Okay? Now, holding the samosa like a cone and just pinching the base just a little bit with your pinky, we want to now fill this samosa with the mixture, but we don't want to fill it and pack it right the way to the bottom. A spoon is more than enough, so I'm just going to spoon a mixture in there very lightly, and you can see that at the base I've just kept my little pinky there just to seal it off, and I'm just going to take a little bit of water and half of it, and then I'm just going to seal it like that. And that's it. Now I'm going to do the remaining samosas, and I'll come back when I'm ready to fry. See you shortly. Welcome back everybody, and now we're at the stage where we can actually fry our meat samosas. So just to set the scene, before we pop them into the fryer, we need to face them seam downwards. So like that, they'll go into the oil. Now pop them very carefully. Now if you're not comfortable, do use a utensil or something. And you don't really even need to use a fryer. If you've got an air fryer, maybe you could use an oven. Just lightly oil them. You could cook them at around about 180 degrees for about 10-12 minutes until they're golden brown. We don't want to overcook them, so about 2-2.5 minutes each side would be great until they're slightly golden, and then we'll turn them over. Right, I think it's a good time to have a look how they look underneath. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Turn them over, maybe another 1.5 to 2 minutes till they're golden brown, and then we'll remove them. If you haven't already checked out my channel, do have a look. There are some other recipes for chicken pakoras and onion pakoras. There's also a vegetarian samosa, a vegetarian samosa and a chicken samosa. So please do visit the channel if you're looking for something special. However, you can also use cheese, ricotta and spinach, maybe just cheddar and mozzarella. Experiment, why not? There's no harm. Okay, it looks like my samosas are done. I'm just going to now remove these, drain them off, and I'll place them on some kitchen paper, kitchen towel, maybe a minute just to drain off the excess oil, and I'll see you back at the serving tray. Welcome back, everyone. So I'm eagerly waiting there for them to cool down, and still hot. Really, really crunchy, and you've got to try one of these and eat. This is really fantastic. It's crispy, bubbly, soft, spicy. It's got everything in a small triangle. Gotta go. Bye for now. I'm going to polish this off. See you again. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you soon. Keep following. Keep sharing. Bye.